All righty, ladies and gentlemen, the big dogs are back. Obviously, we're coming to you live on a Tuesday afternoon. The boys are working around our busy schedules to make things happen for you. So, thank you guys so much for being here again. I'm Ward Sewell, joined by the big man Cam Taylor. We got an action-packed episode. Excited to go over some interesting stuff with you guys today. And first and foremost, Big Cam, what's new, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, man, doing well. We have, we talked about in March, we talked about, Kentucky, NC State matching up in Pittsburgh. Fat Cat's got to make a trip. One of our teams didn't handle business. I'm not going to say who. I think we all know. And then now, hey, Fat Cat's to Omaha might be in play.
Fat Katz to Omaha, I'm not going to lie. I looked at flights this morning, and the flights from Raleigh are $1,200, Cam. So, it's a lot of money to watch baseball. Don't get me wrong. My pops played baseball at NC State, so he would be upset with me for not trying to make an effort to go. But, yeah, man, $1,200 for a flight's a lot of money. So I think your boy's going to be sitting on the couch and praying that we win. And, Cam, I do want you to tell our listeners as well. I gave you a call last night at about 7:30, 7:45. When the Wolfpack were up by 2 in the third inning. And I said, Cam, I got a weird feeling. And what did I have a weird feeling about?
Yeah, you said you had a weird feeling that the Cats and the Pack were going to play round one.
And look, what did I call, Cam?
Yep.
Look who's playing round one. I think we are the first game in Omaha, too. So we're going to be the one that break out we're going to be the ones that break in the new field that nobody played on this year. So, it's going to be interesting, but I've heard some good matchups about that game. I listened to a couple things on the radio today, and I'm excited to get into it, Cam.
Yeah, NC State might win the baseball game, but Big Blue Nation is going to kick NC State's fan base's ass.
I don't think so, Cam.
At the Jello shot competition, I promise you.
The Jello shot competition. I thought you were talking about traveling for a second. I don't know, man. We beat everybody's ass in the NCAA tournament with the Jello shot competition, so I don't believe so, my friend. And the thing about Lexington, Kentucky, too, from what I've heard, never been there, but I've heard Lexington, Kentucky is a big college town. Am I right or am I wrong?
That's correct. It's
okay.
Pretty big. Yeah.
So, what month are we in, Cam?
June, I believe.
Not a lot of kids are in college during June, are they?
That's correct.
Raleigh, North Carolina is the exact opposite of a college town, Cam. We have the NC State government here. We have everything here, Cam. So to answer your question, there's more than just college students based out of Raleigh, North Carolina right now. I'm in Raleigh. I'm not a college student. Never bought a Jello shot in a competition before, but if you're talking, I might have to go support the boys. But I don't know if you guys are going to beat this, Cam. Interesting take there. We'll have to Fat Katz Nation. Cam, you might have to put a voting thing on social media and see who we think is going to win.
I like it. Yeah. I think LSU has the all-time record, which that might be unbeatable.
They do, and they also got their asses beat by Carolina too this year. So
there you go.
Screw those guys.
But yeah, before we get into it, Ward, I do want to remind everybody, find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. If you're listening, you already know that. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, drop a comment. We love talking to you guys. But yeah, this is Fat Katz Podcast, 6/11/2024 for the timestamp. Today we're going to go over first favorite forgotten. As always, Ward, got 2 weekly game balls going out. Question of the week is back.
Going down
memory lane again after you beat me pretty bad last week.
Chris called you last week, my friend.
We got top stories to go over, pet peeve of the week, and then a new segment called Odd Man Out Trivia, and we'll get to that at the end. But Ward, like I said, start off every show, first favorite forgotten. Episode number goes with the jersey number, so your first person that comes to mind that wore 59. Favorite athlete to wear 59 and somebody who's forgotten that wore 59.
Cam, I'll let you go here first for number 59 because I think I might have said this one first last week on the pod, but you wrote it down first. So the court is in your hand, or the ball is in your court, my friend.
There we go. Yeah, we both have Luke Kuechly as our first. I think that was a pretty easy first for everybody. I mean, everybody in Carolina, I would assume that was their first.
Yeah.
So I spoiled this guy for you last week. So go ahead and tell us your favorite.
Yeah, London Fletcher. I don't know how I thought of Luke. I guess living in North Carolina, man, you see enough 50. You don't see many burgundy and gold 59 jerseys. You see that black and blue, whatever, teal, whatever Carolina is. But London Fletcher, NFL Hall of Famer. This guy, arguably, if you look statistic-wise, did have a better career than Ray Lewis up in Baltimore, which is 100 miles north of D.C. But Ray Lewis won, I think, 2 Super Bowls. So is it 2 or just 1, Cam?
He won
1.
2.
He won 2. Okay, yeah, he won 2 Super Bowls. So he does have the edge on London Fletcher there. But London Fletcher, favorite 59.
Yeah, London Fletcher, second all time, I believe, in tackles in
Yep.
NFL history.
Yep.
It's behind Ray Lewis, correct?
Mhm.
Or am I wrong? Okay. My favorite, keeping it in the linebackers, which I think we have all linebackers again this week.
Yep.
Jack Ham, part of that steel curtain. You know, every time I see a Steeler, I'm going to put him on as my favorite. So Jack Ham, not quite as well known as Jack Lambert, but Jack Ham was his running mate. He was an awesome linebacker. So Jack
Jack
Ham.
and Jack. Jack and
Yep.
Jack, love to see it. But Cam, awesome. I'll jump into my forgotten, and this guy really isn't forgotten. He is you look anywhere in sports, he's one of the faces of football right now. The man's name is D'Amico Ryans, head coach for the Houston Texans. But Cam, something a lot of people forget is this guy was once a football player. He was once a stud linebacker for the Houston Texans as well as the Eagles. I think he played for one other team. Can't remember who else, but Cam, this guy wore number 59. So D'Amico Ryan's forgotten number 59.
There you go. And my forgotten, we're going to go former Kentucky Wildcat, Wesley Woodyard. Played in the NFL for 12 years. He was a 1 or 2-time Pro Bowler in Tennessee with the Titans, wore 59 with the Titans. If you talk to Titans fans, he's like one of those guys that they think doesn't get enough recognition and that a lot of our fans our age remember as being one of their favorite players. So Wesley Woodyard is going to be my forgotten number 59 here, Ward.
Great pick, Cam. I'm not going to lie. I've never heard of this guy. I know I'm not a big Kentucky fan, but great pick there.
There you go. Weekly game balls going out. I've got 1. You've got 2. So I'm going to let you go ahead and go first, big dog.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to start out. I always do NC State. So I'm going to put NC State at number 2 this week. Number 1, Cam, I'm going to put Joe Mazzulla, head coach for the Boston Celtics. And the reason why I'm putting Joe Mazzulla is he had a very interesting post-game interview that something I thought was very interesting. They talked about the royal family, Cam. I'm not sure if you saw this, but there was a.
Can I burst your bubble real quick?
Yeah.
This is like months old.
Okay, well, never mind. Well, I'm just now seeing this. I thought it was cool. I thought it was after the game. Well, anyway, I'll tell everybody the story real quick of what I saw. Did not know how old it is. Never mind. But anyway, Joe Mazzulla, they were talking about the royal family. I guess the king or queen.
Yeah, they played in England.
Well, they played in England. They were talking about the royal family being there, and he was like, who, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph? And they're like, no, the Queen Elizabeth. He was like, that's not my royal family. I was like, that's awesome. Oh yeah. So thought that was cool. So Joe Mazzulla, Fat Katz game ball.
There you go. I love it. Yeah, Joe Mazzulla. Do you know where Joe Mazzulla went to college, by the way?
I have absolutely no idea.
He played for the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Oh, okay. Big rival of Big Blue Nation, huh?
Well, he was the point guard on the team that beat the John Wall team in the Sweet 16.
Ooh, Mazzulla.
Yeah.
Oblongata.
But my first and only game ball this week, I talked about this guy last week, Johnny Hummel. I went to high school with this guy. He played football with me our freshman year, or our senior year, excuse me. Went to Erskine College, pitched for 4 years, moves up, plays for the Kentucky Wildcats. He's one of the top closers in the nation. Johnny this weekend on Sunday, Oregon State. It's 4-3. The Cats are up. He throws 3 straight strikes to get the last out to send Kentucky to their first ever College World Series in Omaha. Not only did he do that, but whenever anybody ever asks, hey, what was the last moment in Pac-12 history? It's going to be my friend Johnny Hummel throwing a slider, freezing a guy for Oregon State, and sending him home without a trip to Omaha. So Johnny Hummel, the Pac-12 killer, we're calling him, and he's going to be in the record book probably twice.
Pac-12 killer. I love it, man. Congratulations, Johnny, I will say. And you heard it here on Fat Katz Nation first. If anybody ever wants to go on trivia and you go to the sports section and you go to 500, I think 500 is the highest you can go in trivia, right, Cam? Highest category. That will probably be a question one day, was who was the last player? I don't know how they would word the question. But anyway, the answer is going to be Johnny Humble. Did I pronounce that right? Hummel?
Yep. Johnny Home.
Cool. Johnny. So so heard it here first, Cam.
There you go. Love it. Tell us about your pack, man.
This is my wolf pack, man. Let me tell you guys something. I have a graphic on my phone I want to go over. So my next game ball this week is going to be NC State athletics. And we go over NC State a lot, but I want to tell you why. So I'm 24 years old. I've never seen the success that a team or that an organization that a school has had in a year that NC State has had this year. I've never seen an NC State successful organization like this. So Cam, first off, I want to start out. We're going to the College World Series. But this is over the last year what we've done. So College World Series bound. We've been to 2 Final Fours, both the men and women's basketball. We won an ACC basketball championship. We won 9 wins in football, went 9-3 in football. 3 straight women's cross-country title, or we won a women's cross-country title this year. We also won the ACC championship in wrestling. And just to clarify on that, if anybody knows anything about NC State wrestling, we've actually won 6 ACC championships in a row. And so a lot of people might not care about wrestling. Me and Cam are both former wrestlers, so we do follow a little bit of college wrestling. But no, man, just want to tip my hat to the NC State Wolfpack Athletics. Usually every team I like sucks, and this time it seems like we're being pretty good, finally. So the ball is in my court. The cards are churning. And Cam, hopefully we continue to speak about this next week after the Wolfpack and Big Blue Nation play.
Yeah, man. What a year for the pack. The pack fans deserve it for sure. I saw that same graphic. It's the only year in the history of college athletics where a school had 2 Final Fours, women's and men's, went to a bowl game, won their conference tournament, and also went to the College World Series. So
I wonder how many times it's been done in men's, how many times it's been done with football, men's basketball, and baseball, rather than throwing in the women's basketball aspect. I wonder how many times with just talking about the men's basketball it's been done.
I have no clue.
I don't either. I'm just curious.
But we'll act like it hasn't happened for that either. We'll stick with the pack.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun weekly game balls. I cannot wait for this Kentucky NC State matchup. It's going to be very fun.
Me too, man. I'm excited. Mr. Cam.
But question of the week, Ward. This is meant to get some people stirred up. This is meant to start some conversation across Fat Katz Nation. Who is your most overrated athlete of all time, and why?
Cam, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, so this may be controversial, but I saw that about 5 minutes before we recorded our podcast, I saw this question. I said, it's a really good question, and I went back to thinking, and I said, you know what? I got a guy that'd be interesting to talk about. There's a movie named after this guy, Cam. There's a movie actually filmed after this guy. His name's Michael Oher. And I'm going to get into why I think this guy is one of the most overrated players of all time. Was one, he was good. Obviously, the movie doesn't portray everything. A great movie. I'm not taking anything off. Sandra Bullock is absolutely beautiful in that movie. But anyway, talking about Michael Oher, the player, you look at him in the NFL, he's a Jag, Cam. He's just another guy. He was there. He had a career, but after you make a movie of that significance, you got to be like a Tom Brady or a Joe Montana or Derrick Henry. You could even throw up there. Somebody like that. Somebody that's just has been so good for so many years. And Michael Oher's just a Jag, Cam. So Michael O'Hare is what they say in the movie, is going to be my biggest overrated athlete of all time.
Okay, I didn't see you going the offensive tackle route.
And there's plenty more, Cam. It's just the first one that came to my mind.
Oh yeah, I had a few names come to mind. The first one that came to mind was Cam Newton, but I figured I didn't want to start a civil war between.
I don't know if you could do that, Cam. He did win an MVP at one point.
He did, for sure. But
and he won a Heisman. I don't know if you can go there.
But when you talk to our buddies, he's one of the top 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, that's not true. No.
So that's why I didn't go with Cam Newton, because I don't think the national perspective of Cam Newton is the same as our, friends from college. So one guy who I do think is highly regarded and doesn't deserve the praise he gets, I think he's the most overrated athlete of all time. It's Chris Paul.
Nice. That's a good one.
Chris Paul is talked about like this perennial, should be top 5 point guard on everybody's list. first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest point guards of all time. Ward, I've got a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 point guards that I think are better than Chris Paul, have a better resume, and are better basketball players. I'm going to go through them. You tell me if I'm crazy on any of these. Is CP3 better than Magic Johnson?
No.
Is CP3 better than Steph Curry?
No.
Is CP3 better than Oscar Robertson, Mr. Triple-Double himself?
No.
Is he better than John Stockton, the assist king, steals king of the NBA? Is he better than Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons? Is he better than Steve Nash, back-to-back MVP Steve Nash? Is he better than Jerry West, the logo?
No, if you have a logo after you, then no.
Okay, so that puts him at 8 on the list automatically. And there's a guy that's not Steph Curry in this era of CP3's quote-unquote dominance that I think is better than him. Russell Westbrook is a better basketball player and better point guard than Chris Paul.
Russell Westbrook's won 2 MVPs.
What?
One MVP.
Yeah, Chris Paul's won 0.
Won an MVP.
Yeah, Chris Paul's never won an MVP, never won a championship. I would say Chris Paul, outside of New Orleans, has never been the best player on his team. So I think Chris Paul is severely overrated as not only a basketball player, but a point guard. I just named 8 guys who I think are 100% better basketball players than him. So Chris Paul is going to be my most overrated athlete of all time. Let me know.
Man, Chris
let me know if I'm crazy.
Chris Paul is from North Carolina. You got to throw a little bit of respect on his name. There ain't many of them that's made it out of here.
Dude, he could be from wherever you want. I'm looking at basketball players. I don't care where
you got a valid point, man. That's a very good argument. I will say I did not think of Chris Paul, but that's an amazing argument. The first guy that came to my mind was honestly Tony Romo. Was another one that came to my mind, but I was like, yeah, we'll save that one. Cowboys quarterback hate. We've done enough of that on here.
I'll say a guy that I'm not proud of that came to mind is Terry Bradshaw. If you go look at Terry Bradshaw's stats, I think he had 1 more career interception than touchdown, but he was a starting quarterback on 4 Super Bowl teams. Yeah. So like, how much can you take away from that guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a totally different game back then. Joe Namath was the same way. Joe Namath has a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and he's in the Hall of Fame. So, but yeah, let us know. I might ruffle some feathers on the CP3 one. Like there's some people that could get upset at me over this. I think you may have played a little bit safer with Michael Orr. I don't think there's too many people going to bat for Michael Orr. But let us know if we're crazy. Let us know if we miss them.
No, please.
But Ward, we implemented this game last week, and you absolutely sniped me. You made a fool of me in front of our entire audience.
Chris Kyle, man, did we get any comments about that, by the way, or not?
We got a lot. I got a lot of text messages about it.
Did you?
Justin Alford did say that my first hint was way too easy. If you didn't watch, my first hint was...
What was your first hint? I just guessed kind of randomly.
Hall of Fame wide receiver. And he said there's only like 3 names that people are going to guess if you give Hall of Fame wide receiver, which is true. So I've made it a little bit tougher on you this week. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But would you like
made it easy for you this week, Cam? You should get my guy pretty soon. It's the first guy I thought of. I was like, oh, this is a good one.
Okay, so we're going to keep a running tally. Right now, Ward has 10 points. He got it on the first question. I'm at 4 points. You're up. So would you like to go first or second today?
I'll defend this time.
Okay, so I'm reading the hints again.
You're reading the hints. I'm going first.
All right, for 10 points, Ward. If you snipe it 2 weeks in a row, people are going to start getting suspicious.
Yeah.
This guy, Super Bowl champion. There's a lot of Super Bowl champions out there.
Patrick Mahomes.
No, it's not Patrick Mahomes.
Damn it.
For 9 points, this guy played for 4 different NFL franchises from 2009 to 2016 when he retired.
Ooh, it's going to be a hard one. 4 different.
It's not as easy as last week, is it?
Keep going. I need another hint. I have no idea.
For 8 points, this guy's a Florida Gator. A lot of Florida Gators played in the NFL as well.
Florida Gators. I'm trying to think of that era too, of like early high school. All right, next question.
All right. For 7 points, this guy was a first-round draft pick.
First-round draft pick out of Florida. God, dude, I can't remember. What year did he put? You said he ended in 2016. When was he drafted?
Yep. 09.
Tim Tebow. Oh no,
No,
Tim Tebow never won a Super Bowl.
no.
Okay.
For
Percy Harvin.
I mean, you got it. You
Did
got
I,
it. It's
did I
Percy
actually
Harvin.
get it?
Yeah, it's Percy Harvin.
Let's fucking go. Let's go, baby. So how many points was that? Because you didn't read the last one, but I don't know how that counts.
Well, we'll give you 7 there, I guess.
Dude, that was
You got
good. Damn.
Percy Harvin. I mean,
I had no idea. I could not think of anybody. It's just that if I didn't. What was the next one you were gonna say?
Here, I'll read off the next ones real quick.
Okay.
Man, I can't, dude. You're good at this game. You tricked me. You said you weren't going to be good at this game. Okay, so for 6 points, it was going to be drafted by the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
For 5 points, it was going to be won Rookie of the Year and was a Pro Bowler in 2009.
Oh, okay.
And for 4 points, it was going to be in 2013. He only played one game, which was the Super Bowl. Which, if you remember,
I have no idea. I barely even remember Percy Harvin. I just watched that Florida documentary.
For 3 points, it was going to be struggled with injury in his career, mostly suffered from migraines, which that was a big deal for him.
Yeah.
And then 2 points, wore number 12 for the Vikings and number 11 for the Seahawks. And for 1 point, it was going to be his first name is Percy.
No way. Okay. The guy I thought of, what's the guy's name? He's a defensive tackle. He wore number 77 for Seattle. He had a brother that was a tight end for the Bears.
Michael Bennett?
Didn't he go to Florida?
I do not know.
Okay. For some reason, he's the first one that came to mind. I don't know if he went to Florida or not. I don't know why I thought of him. But yeah, man, Cam, that was a good one. I don't know how I did that good again, but.
I think you're sandbagging, man. I think you're trying to trick us into being like
you
this.
lived with me for 4 years or 3 years, buddy. You know I'm not good at sports facts.
Michael Bennett went to Texas A&M, by the way.
Okay, never mind. Well, cool. Well, Cam, I got one. This guy is a lot easier than my last guy. I think you'll figure it out quick. And so I'm going to start out. This guy was indicted into the 2021 NFL Hall of Fame.
He was inducted or indicted?
I don't know the word. He's in the Hall of Fame now, 2021.
2021. All right. Let's think back, man. Troy Polamalu.
No, that's a good guess.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's a good guess or not, but yeah. All right, this guy, this is what may give it away, and I'm scared it does because you're a sports fact guy. He went to Idaho State University.
Oh, man, he was a vandal. Okay. Idaho State. Wow. I don't think this is going to give it away. I can't tell you guys went to Idaho State.
Okay.
Hall of Famer in 2021. Oh, man, that's tough. Give me Jared Allen.
Get the fuck out of here.
Don't curse, man. Don't curse on here.
Hold up.
Is it Jared Allen?
Let me show you.
Did I snipe Jared Allen?
Look. Look, read the top. Jared Allen.
Let's go, man. Hey, white guy.
How did you figure that out?
What? I was thinking. I mean, when you said Idaho State, I will say I was thinking white guy.
Yeah, he is a white guy. That's a great pick, dude. That's a great snipe.
Well, I mean, you're still winning, by the way. It's now 17-13 all time.
Great snipe.
Can we get the rest of the hints?
Cool. So yeah, rest of the hints. Played in the NFL for, did I say 12 years in the league?
You did not say that.
Okay. Played in the NFL for 12 years. He played on 4 different teams. He ended with the Panthers. I knew that was going to give it away when I said ended with the Panthers. 3-time first team All-Pro, 5 Pro Bowls. He had 136 career sacks, which will give away the position. Best retirement video of all time of him riding into the sunset. He had one of the baddest jersey numbers ever, number 69, and his first name's Jared. That was my.
There you go. Hey, we sniped it, baby. That's hey, back-to-back weeks we got to snipe. I will stand by. There's no way there's many people that got Jared Allen from Idaho State.
Heck no. I wonder if anybody got Percy Harvin earlier than I did.
I don't know. I think we did good there.
Gurus. I mean, nobody got Randy Moss faster than me. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I promise you that. This is fun, man. I don't know. I like this game. I think this is a super fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
But Ward, hey, that was a good segment. Both of us over 7
good
points.
Snipe by you, Cam. Good snipe.
I appreciate it, man. Ward, the biggest story in sports, though, as we move on, Danny Hurley over the weekend, Woj reported that he was the number one guy for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers went all in on getting him. We saw this song and dance a few months ago with Kentucky trying to get him from UConn. Yesterday, comes out, reported that he's going to stay with UConn. He's going to chase the three-peat. And it's said that the only job that it looks like he's going to leave UConn for now is the Knicks job if it ever comes open. So, Ward, what do you think, one, about Danny Hurley coming back? And then if you followed it, what was some of your favorite moments from this coaching search?
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm not a Lakers fan by any way. I'm a LeBron fan, but I have a lot of friends that are Lakers fans, Cam. A lot of people I work with are Lakers fans. I'm gonna prefer to this as like the Lakers are the Dallas Cowboys of NBA basketball. There is more to it than what is being broadcasted on ESPN. Something happened, everything was reported that Dan Hurley is going to be the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. 7-year, I don't know what was it, like 7 years, 60 million, something crazy. They were giving him a lot
It
of
was 6 years, 70 million.
Okay. Double than what he's making at UConn. I don't know, man. I don't know if LeBron is pushing people away. I don't know if their GM or their front office staff is pushing people away or what, but there's more to it. I know you mentioned something about his wife, Cam, that I want you to go over, but there's more to it than the naked eye sees of why this guy turned this job down.
Yeah, so with the wife, it came out during the Kentucky search that, like, she really, like, as much as he's a Northeast guy, she's even more so. Yeah. And she has family in that area. Like, she does not want to leave the Northeast if she doesn't have to. When Kentucky was trying to hire him, they sent her by herself on a private jet, took her all around Lexington, tried to make it look good to her. She ended up wanting to stay at UConn. Everybody, if you talk to the people around Danny Hurley, he wanted to go to Kentucky, but decided, happy wife, happy life. Sounds like the same thing happened here for LA. Like, they flew out to LA, they toured the city.
Dude,
and
what is going on in Connecticut? What is there that she is so happy about Connecticut?
I don't know, man.
I think one thing to do in Connecticut.
Well, there's not. I don't know.
I couldn't even name you two cities. I know Bridgeport is in Connecticut, and then.
Or can you name the capital of Connecticut?
No, I cannot. New Haven.
There you go.
New Haven. There we go. There's two of them. There's another snipe, man. But anyway, yeah, that's it. New Haven and Bridgeport, Connecticut are the only two cities I know in that state, and I've never even been there.
Yeah, but so UConn is in Storrs, Connecticut. I wonder. I mean, I don't know her, so I can't really speak for her. But you wonder if, like, maybe she doesn't want to be in the spotlight. When you talk about Kentucky and, like, you can't do anything without the fan zone, right? Maybe she likes just being, tucked away in Storrs where it's just about basketball up there. Like, that's all. The only thing that matters is basketball. So some people are like that. Scott Drew went through the same thing when Kentucky was looking for a coach. Like, he wanted the job. The family didn't want to be in the spotlight. So,
hey, take, man. Maybe Miss Hurley has something going on out in Connecticut with a member of the University of Connecticut that he can't move to. Hot take, man. It's weird you turn down the two biggest jobs in basketball. Kentucky being arguably one of the biggest jobs in college basketball, and then the Lakers and the Celtics are the premier NBA basketball. You don't turn down moving to Los Angeles, California to stay in Storrs, Connecticut, Cam. So I don't know, man. Maybe there's something going on behind closed doors, and also they were going to make double the money. And I saw another report that the Los Angeles Lakers were going to buy Dan Hurley's house, whatever he put it up for sale. They're going to pay double of whatever it was worth. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know much, but I do know that Mrs. Hurley is the most powerful person in college basketball.
We know who wears the britches in that family. That is all I got to say.
But yeah, so I mean, that offer is 6 years, 70 million. Kentucky offered 8 years, 100 million. So money isn't everything to the Hurleys. Obviously, basketball is the most important thing. He has the chance to go make history and win 3 straight national titles. I don't know if he heard who got the Kentucky job, because that ain't happening. But yes, I mean, college basketball won yesterday. Like, college basketball is going to be so much better with Danny Hurley in it than out. So. It was fun.
Dan Hurley has a 6-year, $31 million contract with Connecticut, so this would have doubled But
there you go. It was an elite day on Twitter, by the way, with all the college basketball writers. College basketball writers were putting out official updates saying that nobody knew what was going on, so they didn't look like they didn't know what was going on. It was hilarious. And I'm going to talk about one of my favorites here when we do Pet Peeve of the Week. But Ward, keeping it in basketball, the finals are going on. Celtics protect home court. They go up 2-0. That means the series still hasn't started. The series doesn't start till the road team wins. The weirdest thing to me, Ward, is if you check Twitter and you look at box scores, Jason Tatum is getting clowned. Like, he does not look like he's playing great, but he just moved to the favorite to win Finals MVP. So, Ward, what has been your biggest takeaways from these two home games in Boston? What does Boston need to continue doing, and what do the Mavs need to do to figure out how to beat this team?
You know, Cam, that is $1 million question, and I don't want you to get mad. I did not watch game 2. I was watching college baseball during this time, but yeah, Cam, I'm gonna pass the ball off to you, buddy. I have no idea.
Yeah, so game 2, for most of it, I was watching on 2 TVs. I was watching Kentucky, and then I was watching the Celtics and Mavs as well. The Celtics have very obviously taken the approach that we're going to let Luka get his 30-point triple-double. We're going to let him get 40 if he has to get 40. Kyrie's not going to control the game, and the other guys are not going to get open threes or spot-up dunks or lobs or anything. They've let Luka cook, and Luka's been awesome. He's turned the ball over a ton. But the amount of defenders that this Celtics team has, like, I don't see a way where the Mavs are probably going to take a game, maybe 2.
Yeah.
I don't see a way that the Mavs win this series
if
everybody stays healthy, because they have so many great defenders. And if you watch on a night-to-night basis, Derek White, Drew Holiday, or Kristaps Porzingis is the 5th best player on the Boston Celtics. How do you beat that?
Yeah, and you never know too, Cam. Playing in front of your home crowd is different too. So
Sure.
Obviously we have game 3 and 4 in Dallas. So you know what they say: a series doesn't start till you win on the road. So we could see something happen, and never know.
Yeah, and the Mavs role players will play better at home. That's how the NBA works. The other guys, the Alfreds, play better at home. That's just how it works.
In Texas that they call the 12th man, Cam, and I think that could be a play there in Dallas.
For sure.
When is game 3? I'm guessing tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
I think it's tomorrow night or Wednesday night. But yeah, this Celtics team is incredible. Yeah. And not to mention, like, Jason Tatum hasn't been great, like we said. What happens if Jason Tatum goes and gets 30, 35? Yeah. How do you beat that team then? So I don't know. We're in a weird spot from the Celtics. I did see somebody say how quick the NBA world and sports world period, sways from one way to another. 2 weeks ago, Ward, we were saying that Luka and Kyrie might be the best offensive backcourt of all time.
Yep.
And now the narrative is that Luka doesn't have any help.
Yep. Yeah, there's sports can change in the blink of an eye, man. You look at all the Anthony Edwards stuff. Look at all the stuff they were saying about him, and it just disappeared. Now it's with Kyrie and Luka. Everybody was saying that Kyrie's been there, done that. He has the experience. Kyrie ain't doing much right now. So, man, we will see. I'm very excited. I'm interested to see Jason Tatum moved up for Finals MVP. What was it? Jason Brown before that, or Jaylen Brown before that? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was Jaylen Brown and Luka were both tied for favorite, and then Jason jumped both of them. So I don't know if we're doing what do we used to call it? Phil and Frisky pick of the week, man.
Phil and Frisky pick of the week, yeah.
PJ Washington is 1,000 to 1 to win Finals MVP. So if you're feeling frisky on that one, but yeah, super fun series so far. It's been fairly competitive. I will say there hasn't been many moments where I didn't think the Celtics were going to win at home, but we'll see, man. I mean, you go to Dallas, there's a world where we go back to Boston tied 2-2.
Yeah.
But Ward, a huge story that broke right before we got on here. I'm sure you're aware of the name Joey Chestnut. You know who that is, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Joey Chestnut, for those who don't know, he owns 56 world records for eating competitions. He's a 16-time Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest champion, which takes place on 4th of July. 2021, he broke the world record for hot dogs, his own world record. He ate 76 hot dogs in 2021. But he's been banned from the 2024 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. Ward, he did a commercial and is now sponsored by a rival hot dog brand, the Nathan's, and they've decided that this is grounds to not let him participate in the 2024 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. They said that they will reinstate him as soon as he cuts ties with the other rival hot dog brand. Fair or foul on Nathan's Hot Dogs to not
Which
let
is absolutely insane. You talk about, there is no, I don't think you can make an argument, a more argument for Joey Chestnut being the GOAT of any sport. Like, people argue LeBron, Jordan for the GOAT of basketball, Tom Brady, Mahomes for the GOAT of football. Who else can you argue against Joey Chestnut being the GOAT of hot dog eating, of glizzy goblin, Cam? You cannot make an argument. So, for people watch because they want to see that guy. So for that guy, I feel like you do have to make a couple exceptions.
Yeah, and I will say, if Joey Chestnut's not eating this year, I don't really, tune in and zone in, but I will not watch. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Like, there will be nobody watching this year.
Yeah.
But apparently they said that they've made many, like they've been over backwards to make sure that Joey Chestnut's comfortable, and they do everything around.
They're going to make it happen. He's not. I literally got the ESPN notification saying he's banned. Joey Chestnut's going to compete.
Do it. Okay, here's a fun hypothetical. Is there a better chance that Joey Chestnut is in 2024 Nathan's hot dog eating competition, or that Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler fight on their scheduled date?
I'm being honest. I think Michael Chandler and McGregor are fighting now from everything I've been hearing. How about this? Is there a better chance that the Washington Commanders make the playoffs this year, or Joey Chestnut competing on July 4th? What do you think?
Oh, Joey Chestnut for sure. There might be a better chance of me hitting the lottery than you guys making the playoffs.
Oh, you're telling me, buddy. Trust me. Oh, you were telling me, my friend.
Speaking of football, my head coach, somebody that everybody wants except for stupid Pittsburgh Steelers fans for some reason, Mike Tomlin, re-ups 3 years for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If he continues through the end of this contract, he will have been the Pittsburgh Steelers head football coach for 20 years, Ward.
Absolutely insane. 17 years, and the worst record he has ever had is 500.
Crazy. He's one of the best coaches in football history to me. Like,
give that man anything he wants. Give him ownership.
He is my favorite coach of all time. Obviously, he's a Pittsburgh Steelers coach.
I barely remember. Is it Bill Cowher? Did I pronounce his name right? He's a state guy too. I remember Bill Cowher he was the 2006 Super Bowl. Who did y'all play in 2006? Seattle. Yeah, he was that coach. And then Mike T took over when y'all played his first Super Bowl was the Cardinals, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So we got to me, the best coach in football.
Yeah.
Locked up for another 3 years. There were times, Ward, where you were telling me you'd give up a first-round pick to get this guy's the Commanders coach, football team.
And you see why. He doesn't lose games. Congratulations on that one, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And there are idiots, and I'm not joking. If you believe this, you are an idiot that think Mike Tomlin is not the best coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
But, hey, moving on.
Yeah. And, hey, Cam, I will say my computer is now on 4%. So I do want to go over 1 second. I really want to go over. And then whenever I do this, whenever I start hitting you the X, we're going to have to unfortunately cut it early because I am about to die big time.
Fine.
So anyway, I do want to go over any of our college baseball fans out there. I do want to give you guys the quick inside analysis between the NC State Wolfpack and the Kentucky Wildcats. So obviously they are I believe it's Friday, Cam. They play Friday at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. They are the first round of the College World Series this year. And I believe Kentucky is opening up as the favorites. And if they aren't opening up as the favorites, let me tell you why you need to bet Kentucky. So NC State, we're going to a new stadium. We're going to Omaha, Nebraska. This is a very big ballpark. It is the biggest ballpark in college baseball. I'm going to tell you the difference between NC State and Kentucky. NC State is a home run baseball team. Kentucky is a small ball baseball team. Hard to hit home runs in it is a known fact that Omaha, Nebraska, it is hard to hit home runs there. The balls don't carry the way they do here in the South. And I can say the South because every single team going to Omaha, Cam, 4 ACC, 4 SEC, all in the South. So hoorah. We know who runs college baseball. But anyway, yeah, the balls don't carry in Omaha, Nebraska the way they do here. Something about the air. I don't know what the scientific factor is, but Kentucky is very good about, small ball, getting guys from first to second, positional baseball. That's one thing. But you look at the other side of the factor, Cam, why you may want to bet NC State is Kentucky Wildcats. This is their first college baseball World Series. This is NC State's second World Series in the last 4 years. NC State, arguably, not arguably, they should have won it in 2011 or 2011. 2021, I'm sorry. They should have won it, but obviously they had some COVID stuff. The NCAA forced that or wouldn't allow them to play. So that is the argument for both sides. Going to be very interesting. Both teams are very hot. And Cam, I cannot wait to get my popcorn and watch this game, my friend.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be one of those tales of two tapes, and it's going to be, stylistic mashup. Kentucky's pitching staff was incredible against Oregon State. And if they stay hot, man, it's hard to hit those guys. They're going to come at you. They're going to make you hit, like you said, make you hit home runs because their fielders are going to make plays on the baseball. So super fun. It's going to be a very fun matchup for sure. Real quick, we'll do